All right, guys. So for today's writing lesson, you have just finished your personal narrative. So we're ready to start on our next writing. We just finished talking about persuasive texts, right? In reading. So a persuasive text is something that tries to convince you to do, think, say, or not do, think, or say something. So now you guys are going to get ready to write your own persuasive text. When we're writing a persuasive text, you have to establish a position, right? You have to decide whether you're for or against something. And then you have to write in a way that's going to convince other people why they should be for or against the thing that you're saying. So the first thing we have to do is choose a topic, a prompt, right? So you guys are actually going to get a choice between three different prompts to write about. So these are it. The first one is, what is your position on gathering donations for charity instead of getting gifts for your birthday for the holidays or the holidays? And remember, we read a little bit about this. So that's why I thought this might be a good one, especially with the holidays coming up. And of course, everybody has birthdays. So what would you think of doing that? Gathering donations instead of getting gifts. Do you think that's a good idea or not a good idea? The second choice is, what is your position on banning violent video games for all kids under 13? When we say to ban them, that means we completely get rid of them. Kids under 13 are not allowed to play them at all. Here you have to establish your position, whether you're for or against it. The third one is, what is your position on having assigned seats during lunchtime in order to get kids to talk to new people? This is another one that we read a little bit about, right? Actually, all three of them, we read something about them because we read about Fortnite on the second one too. And on this one about having assigned seats during lunchtime, do you think that's a good idea or not? So you only have to choose one of these. Okay. So right now, I want you to just take a moment, pause the video if you need to, and choose one. Don't do anything else with it. Just pick which one you're going to get. All right. So by now, you should have chosen yours. So what we're going to do is go to our writing section of our notebook. Make sure you're in the purple, the writing section. And let's go to our next available page, which should be right after our personal narrative draft. We had that. We have this one here, but we want 2 pages side by side. So we're going to turn the page one more time. Up at the top, let's title it Persuasive Writing. And let's put here that we are trying to convince others of our position. Remember that our position is just what you think should happen. So now what I need you to do is to write the prompt that you chose here on your paper. So whichever one of these three you chose, you're going to write it right here. Now I have a different prompt than you guys. Okay, mine is slightly different because I did want to model this for you, and I didn't want to use one of the same prompts that you guys are using because then that kind of gives away what you're going to write. So mine is different. All right, so mine is actually about what is your position on whether people should volunteer during the holiday season to earn their gifts. So I'm going to write it right here. What is your position on whether people should volunteer during the holidays to earn their gifts? Question mark, right? So here we need to make sure we know what the key words are. So first of all, you need to know that you're writing to tell what is your position. That's where it tells you that this is something where you have to give your side of it, right? That's what makes it persuasive, trying to convince others of your position. And then now the rest of it is whether people should volunteer during the holidays to earn their gifts. So again, remember that this prompt is going to be different for you. Okay. If you need to, go back in the video to where I showed the prompts, pause it, and then make your choice and write it down. Once you have it written down, you can just come back to this part of the video. So now what we're going to do is our brainstorming. Today we are just going to choose our position and write down some of the reasons for it. So what we're going to do here is do a single-sided multi-flow map. So we need space for 2 sides right here. Okay, actually 3 because we're going to have our reasons too. So we're going to make our box right here, not too big. Notice how much space I have off to the side right here. I'm not making it very big. And remember that we don't close the bottom until after we write because we're not sure how big the box needs to be. So here, I need to give my position. I need to tell, what do I think? Do I think people should or should not volunteer during the holidays to earn their gifts? So I personally think that yes, we should volunteer. And not even just to earn gifts, but just because it's good, right? I actually do have a volunteer job outside of teaching that I do separately. I don't know if I had ever talked to you guys about that. I'm sure I have because I've been absent because of it, right? So I think volunteering is an important thing to do. So I'm going to write my position here. Everyone should volunteer to earn gifts during the holidays. So now that I wrote it, now I can close my box. So I want you right now to pause the video and write your position here. What we're going to do after that is that you're going to write your arrows. You're going to explain why you think that and then some reasons. So you need still space for like 2 more little boxes off to the side. So again, make sure this one's not too big. Look how big it is just so you can compare the size. Pause the video and write the position that you chose depending on your prompt. Okay, once you're ready, hit play again. All right, so by now you should have written your position. Okay, you had paused it and we're gonna write. So now the next thing that we need to do, we already established our position. Now we need to say, why do you think it? Okay, so this is our next part right here. Why do you think it? Okay. This is the part too that apart from just saying why we think it, you also need to convince others, right? Why should they do it? Why should they or shouldn't they do what you put? So actually, I'm going to add this here. Why should or shouldn't others do it? So this depends here. Mine is should. Why should they do it? So I'm going to make my first box. Okay. Actually, I'm just going to link it. We're not going to put an arrow, but we're just going to link it. So my first reason why I think others should do it is because it's just good to help others. So now I can close my box. Notice I didn't make this one that big. And then on the side, I'm going to ask, how do I know that? What are the details that I can use to support why should others do it or not do it? Okay. These right here are my details. Okay, for this, I'm just going to put 3 lines for 3 details at least that support this idea of why others should or should not do it. So my first one here is that there's lots of people that need the help. And if there's lots of people that need it and we can help, if we're fortunate enough to have a lot of things that we're not in need of extra help, then we should share that and help the people who need it. The other reason is because it would make the world better. I know that it's good to help people because it makes the world better. And here, the third one is I'm going to give you a personal connection. At East Point every year, we usually have a day that we volunteer. Unfortunately, this day we couldn't. This year we couldn't do it. Last year and the year before, the district had given us a day where the teachers came into work, but the students didn't, and we took advantage of that day to go out into the community and help different organizations by volunteering with them. So I'm going to put on here that we had an East Point volunteer day, and I got to see how it was good to help others. I got to experience that good that it did to help the community, right? So now I want you to pause it and give me your first reason why others should or shouldn't do whatever it is your position here. Then you need to tell me, how do you know that? Give me 3 details that tell me, how do you know that this is true? What are some details you can use to support it? Okay. You can think back to the text that we read about the baby boa. I've referred to that before. The author gave us several reasons and gave examples of those reasons. So that's what I want you guys to do here. Once you're ready, then hit play and we can go on. Sorry if you can hear those noises. That's my dogs scratching at the door trying to get in, but it's not time for them to come inside yet. All right, so now we're ready for our reason 2. So this was our first reason, first thing to support our position. Now we're ready for the second one. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to open up our box. We're not going to close it just yet. So my second reason why I think people should do this is because it makes you feel good to do good. So it's not just good to help others, but it's actually good for you as well. So I'm going to put here, makes you feel good to do good. Again, I'm going to close it up. And then I'm going to put my 3 lines for my reasons. So here, the first way it makes you feel good is because it makes you feel part of a team. Right? You work with other people and makes you feel included, and everybody likes that. A lot of times, you learn something new. I have volunteered with a place where we were but putting together furniture for a homeless shelter. I also volunteered at another place that takes in kids when their parents are not fit to take care of them. And so you always learn something new, some kind of new skill. And then, of course, it can even help you gain confidence because you get to talk to new people, and learning something new always makes you feel good. So these are all reasons that support this idea here. So again, you're going to pause it and give me your second reason why people should do this, and then give me 3 details to support it. How do you know this? How do you know it makes you feel good to do good? Because it feels like you're part of a team, because you learn something new, and whenever you learn something new, it feels good. Plus, you gain confidence because you get to talk to new people and meet new people and get out of your comfort zone. So pause the video, write your reason and details, and then hit play once you're ready to continue. All right, so we're on our third one now. Doing the same thing. Opening up our box for the third reason. So my third reason that I think everyone should volunteer to earn gifts during the holiday is that hopefully once you do it once, it'll build a habit of helping others. It'll make you want to do it again. And of course, the more you volunteer, the more you help people out. So that's always a good thing. So it'll build a habit of helping others. All right. We leave space for our 3 reasons. I'm going to put on here that you should just always do it. It shouldn't be just for the holidays. Volunteering is important all year long. Of course, like I said before, you meet new people. Okay. And again, that's going to make you want to come back. And you get to know and get to be part of the community. The more you help out, the more you feel like you belong. Get to be part of the community. Okay. So those are my reasons there. So again, I want you to pause the video and write your 3 reasons once you're ready. Oh my goodness, my dogs just won't stop barking today. All right, so once you have this done, this is basically all you need to get your persuasive writing going. Okay, what this is going to do is that this is actually going to go in your introduction where you're telling people what your position is. This is going to be your body paragraph 1. This is going to be your body paragraph 2. And this is going to be your body paragraph 3. All we have left to add is your ending, your conclusion. But we've already talked about how we do those. So really, most of the big work is done. Next week, we're going to work on actually writing our piece and then finishing it up so that we can get this one out quickly. And then we're pretty much set. So once you have this done, this is all you need to finish for today for writing, but you need to make sure that you have some good reasons here, that you have some good details, that you're not being repetitive, okay, and that you're really choosing some good ones to support your position, that are really going to convince people that it's a good idea to do or not do what you chose here. That's why it's important that you chose a topic that you feel passionate about, that you're really going to give me some good writing from. Once you're done here, of course, you guys know you have your chart up there of what to do when you're done. Remember that the very first thing you do is unfinished work. After that, you have your other options. So once you're done here, you can put your notebook away. Make sure you put it away nice and neatly, and then get started on whatever else you have to do. Bye, guys.